Hey, yo, this is Kiid Tru, and I'm rocking with DJ Pest. You know, we the best in the West.
Yeah, man. So there you have it, man. I just had a nice, dope conversation with my guy Kiid Tru. On this podcast episode, we're gonna be talking about a lot of things. You know, the process of him making music, what gets him into the studio making music. We're gonna talk about mental awareness. We're gonna talk about him relocating the city to city, just in his upbringing, just him growing up, but how that transferred into him making music for you guys to consume. So much is gonna be talked about on this podcast episode, and I cannot wait for you to check it out. So let's get into it. Well, this is the DJ Pest podcast, something I've been doing for a very long time, and we always try to, at the beginning of the year, reconfigure some things. So now I want to introduce people to my platform by having these conversations with people I see in the community doing big things. And right now I got my guy Kiid Tru on the other line.
What up, what up, what up?
There's a few things we're gonna talk about, but first thing I want to get all the typical generic whatever questions out the way that must be asked when a DJ or a podcast host is talking to an artist. And that first question is, how long have you been making music?
Professionally, I started 2 years ago, but as far as making music for real, I started singing when I was 6, in choirs, church, all that, really started recording when I was like 18 type shit. And then, yeah, I just really started pursuing that, throughout college and then after. But I got real serious, about 2 years ago.
Where you from?
Originally, so I'm really from a lot of places. I mean, I claim Maryland because that's where I lived the longest. It was where I was raised. I was born in Texas, though. Moved around a lot. Military background, family and shit. So
Oh, you're a military brat.
something like that, yeah.
How was your upbringing? With you having to move around a lot of places.
Socially, I was not really all there. Having to change scenery so much. Like I was, academically I was good, but like social skills, that was always my worst subject. I ain't gonna hold you. When I was younger, and then once I finally settled in Maryland, it kind of, helped me to establish social skills and shit like that. But I still didn't have family around. Like I didn't really grow up, you know, with family. I literally grew up with just my mom, my stepdad, and for a long time. I'm like the oldest sibling, so I got two sisters and a brother, but I got so many years on them. I'm 10 and 12, 10 and 12 years between the age difference. Two of them, they twins, so um, by the time they was really able to understand anything, I'm already an adult in the world. So I pretty much grew up learning mostly stuff just on my own for real.
You speak about mental awareness.
Yeah.
Is that from your childhood, or is that something that you face as an adult? Like, what brings you to want to have everybody aware of mental?
It's important, especially now. I feel like I've seen a lot more people talking about mental health,
Mm-hmm.
especially in recent years, with the pandemic happening and people really tuning in to understand that, man, there's a lot of things happening that ain't nobody paid attention to. But mental health always been around, especially, in generations before us, and they ain't diagnosed it, they ain't have research on it, they ain't have things done in that capacity as far as, healthcare will go, especially in the black community. You know what I mean? Like it's a thing that's swept under the rug. If you ain't strong or so-called strong as they say, then nobody pays attention to it. So for me, it's something that started happening when as I became an adult. I got diagnosed bipolar in like what 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And so now it's 2023, so we going on 9 years, and I've had to take medications. What I mean, had to see doctors, go through therapy, and it wasn't a thing that I believed was an actuality for me either. Like it took me years of denial about it and years of, nah, I'm good. What I mean? Like these motherfuckers wrong. They don't know. They can't tell me about me. But then I really started tapping in and really like paying attention to my own behaviors, the information that was being provided, things that happened throughout my life. And I was like, all right, maybe there is some form of something that I need to pay attention to. So I think it's pertinent that everybody, not just even if you not diagnosed, what I mean, just to just really be knowledgeable about your own self and own disposition, for your life for real.
At what moment did you realize that was something you had to get checked on?
So I mean, literally something happened, and I went to the doctor, and they was like, yeah, that's not that's not really too normal. Let's figure it out. And that's kind of when I knew that all right, now I got to really deal with stuff. But didn't really come to years later where I was like, all right, maybe they might be right. I just kept on going through the same cycles in life where I would get to all these places and I would do, I feel like I would acquire so many things, and then I make decisions out of anxiety and out of things just trying to rush it out of impulse, and then I end up losing everything, and it kept happening. It kept happening. So that's when I was like, all right, this is real.
The reason why I asked that because you also say, sobriety is very important.
Yeah, for me.
So what happened to say, look, I gotta throw that behind me and I gotta move forward in this direction.
More so like so the doctors like because I was a big weed advocate, you know what I mean, like weed and all that, but the doctors would tell me that I shouldn't do it, and I tried to prove them wrong. Not gonna hold you. I was
Yeah.
like, nah, y'all crazy, because I would do research and see how marijuana and weed actually really helps people with mental disposition, with mental health and mental illness. And it's a proven fact that it indeed does have a benefactor for a lot of things. But it's not the case in every situation. And in my situation, my particular situation, disposition, it just don't work for me. So I'm not
Yeah.
saying don't smoke weed, but for me per se, that's not really what's gonna work best for me. So I just had to learn that. And that's why I choose sobriety. Like I don't smoke weed, I don't drink, I don't do no other recreational drugs. I do here and there smoke tobacco and not cigarettes, black and milds here and there. I do a vape, but other than that, like I ain't, no drugs, no nothing, sobriety completely.
Speaking to people that are in the same situation as you, you might be helping a lot of people, just by saying your truth. When it comes to the things that you substitute drinking and smoking, what do you choose? Is it the black and miles or the vape, or is it like some other recreational hobby? Let's say you got some hobbies you get into.
I do choose black and milds. That's just personal preference. And I do vape. I do the elf bars or whatever, the little puff bars here and there. But recreationally, like what I really like to do is I get into sports. I play basketball. I hit the gym. I do self care. I go to the sauna. I sit in the sauna. I got, my gym membership. I go sit in the sauna 15 minutes. I try to do it once a week. I ain't always consistent, but it's low key like a big relief because not only because there was a time when I wasn't sober. Now, what the sauna does on top of it being a relaxing environment, and it's hot as fuck in there. Of course, you're gonna go in there sweating like crazy, and you don't gotta sit in there 15 minutes. I just do it. That's just the period of time I like. But it releases all those toxins in your body. You know what I mean? It cleanses. It's a detox and a cleansing for your all your pores. You know what I mean? Your skin feel better. Like, you get actual any toxins that's still in your body, they exit through your pores. So a lot of times when people get drunk and you smell them drunk, it's because all that stuff is trying to detox itself through their pores when they sweating, when they talking. Um, even weed, you can smell weed on people, and it's not even if they smoked 2 hours ago, you might smell it because it's trying to get out of their body through their pores.
I learn something new every day if I just listen. I never knew that. Originally from DMV, you've been in Texas, you in Arizona. Talk about making music through these different regions.
So making the music wherever you go is easy, but trying to make a name and make a brand in different places, that's been a challenge. I ain't gonna hold you because especially if you move to somewhere like when I moved to AZ, I ain't know nobody. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't know nobody. No family was out here. No friends, no cousins, no none of that. All my family really reside on the East Coast still. And when I came here, it was exploration time. I was in an audio engineering program and everything, so I was like, my original plan was to go to Cali from Arizona, and then I figured once I finish, I was like, bro, I'm a really try to make that move. Then the pandemic hit one, but then on top of that, it was already crazy expensive, and I was like, man, I'm not rich. I ain't got money, bro, like that. So I'm gonna make the more financial decision. I'm already here. Let me go ahead and base myself right here and try to do what I can. But really, it's just the connection thing was the hardest, knowing where to go. So I was blessed to meet people like you, Pest, and other artists out here too. Other art underground. Linked up with Southwest Alliance. The RTU, the Hip Hop Fest. And social media low key been the root of getting to those finding those platforms. So like I'm appreciative of social media, even though I still don't really like it a whole lot
Yeah,
because I'm an in-person kind of person, and social media can be deceiving. There's tons of scammers out there, but it's
yeah.
also it plays its role in giving you information if you're looking for it in the right place. So
I've been out here since 2013, and
yeah,
every year you're gonna have this story about how your last year went. But let's say I've been out here for almost a decade in March.
yeah,
I'm just now getting comfortable. Just
man.
like I'm just now realizing like, oh, okay, this was the right thing to do. I said something on my social media a couple days ago about the radio station. I started the radio station, U Choice Radio, in 2016, and the beginning of this year, January 2023, is the first time it's been going right. Where I feel like I'm not hemorrhaging money, where I feel like it's finally becoming profitable. So I said, like, no matter what you do, don't give up. Because I
Okay.
can't imagine what I would have, where I would have been if I just would have decided that's not working and tried something else. That might have been another bag fumble. So I find that very interesting. To be in this industry, to really get the benefits out of it, you got to be patient. You got to be real patient. Don't get lazy, but just be patient and realize that if you keep applying pressure, things will go in your way. So what are the things that with you being here, with you having an Arizona state driver's license, what are the things that you like about Arizona? What do you really like about the music scene out here?
The music scene, um, I like the fact that it's always something because Arizona has this weird air about it that is not the party place, but it's the party place. And
I agree.
yeah, and it's crazy because you could bump into anybody here because it's so close to Cali. And then you got Vegas, and then you got, what I mean, other neighboring states. You can get to the border right here. And it's just like a lot of people travel through, a lot of people stop by, like even the Super Bowl being here this year. I just realized I was like, it's a melting pot, but the one thing I don't like is it does still get overlooked because it is that travel through that one stop shop. Um, and then the music scene out here, as far as music from what I notice, is delayed. Is delayed. You know what I mean? Like people listen to songs that was hits, back in 2012, and we like, man, we didn't heard that like 10 years ago.
Yeah, if I walk into another club and I hear DMX party up, I'm gonna lose it.
I'll
Like,
just
there's
be
so
like,
many
what?
DMX songs. There's so
Man.
many DMX songs. Why is that one the only one that you guys consistently want to play to get the crowd right? Are y'all still playing All We Do Is Win, Khaled? Like, what are y'all
Yeah.
doing? I'm sorry, I just had to get that out off my chest.
You ain't lying though. But it's still cool because here you could combine so many sounds and get a lot of people to rock with you because they'd be like, I ain't never heard that before. Literally, I'm playing Q Money neat, like, and that song came out what 2016, and they were like, "What is that?" You know, I'm like, "What? You ain't heard this shit? This song, like, bro, Dolph was still alive, like, on and popping." You know what I'm
When
saying?
I first saw your name on the paper at Rock the Mic Wednesdays, I brought you up Kiid Tru. I didn't really realize it was two eyes.
Yeah,
So when you making it two eyes, it's an acronym. Is it an acronym or is it just a meaning?
it's a little bit of both. I mean, I ain't put the dots because the dots technically will make it the acronym,
Yeah.
but it's more like a statement. Um, when I came up with Kid True, because I used to go, I've had a couple different monikers, and even when I was doing music back in the DMV, I went by True Life, which I actually got tatted on my arms. It's on the inside of my arms, and then I dropped the life because there is actually a True Life that was in jail for a while, and then he ended up getting out, and he's with a big label. But I guess I didn't know he was making music back in the day, and they didn't have much information on Google about that because he was incarcerated or whatever. But once he got out, everything of his came out, and he had a movement. So I ended up going with a name change, and I dropped it, and I went from True Life to just True. And then I was like, but True also it was kind of taken too. Master P, Ghostface Killer and C Murder. They had they actual, what I mean, group called True before Master P, had the No Limit and everything. And I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So I was going back and forth with the whole should I just call myself True, you know what I mean? And then the kid came about because and I did it with the two eyes because that's where I realized I was like the thing that I'm trying to put on and for my brand as an artist is awareness and knowledge of self and I was also thinking about like my inner kid. So originally it was just only about being my inner kid to like a lot of people. It's like why you want to call yourself a kid? Like you a grown ass man, you know what I mean? That don't make no sense. And then you already got Kid Cudi, you got the kid like I go on YouTube right now and my shit is over flooded because you got Kid Cudi, you got Kid Trunks, you got Kid Boo, all these other artists. So it's hard to even find me, and I'll still be like low key salty about it. I ain't gonna hold you, but I was like, I'm gonna still keep it because my name means more to me. That knowledge inspires internal development and truth. I was like, bro, me, I was always about being knowledgeable about not only about the world, but what you got internally, where your power really comes from to change the world. You can't change the world. You can't know anything about the world if you don't know anything about yourself first. So, that's why it got the two eyes, and yeah, that's what it really
I
means.
need people to know that, you know what I'm saying? So even when you start going on the stage, say that louder. I know you said it before, but say that louder. Make sure they, when you done, they know that's what it means. Say it when you start, say it when you end. So you can have that identity. So you can separate yourself.
Yeah,
Because there's a lot of littles, there's a lot of kids in this
for
industry.
real,
It's a
for
lot
real.
of them. So you gotta find a way to separate yourself. Kid True though, it stands out. I'm not even gonna cap with you. How do you make music? How do you continue to make music while working a full time 40 hours a week job? When do you say this is my music time? This is when I got to get back to the real world, and this is work.
I ain't gonna hold you. I work more than 40 hours a week, brother.
Oh, okay, okay.
I just put in 130 hours over the past 2 weeks, and I only know that because that's what my check said. But like, I mean, it's hard. I ain't gonna hold you. It's hard as hell because one thing I got blessed with in my situation, I got bosses that understand. First thing I do though, like, and this is the every job, even with the job I'm working now, but every job I go to, and I was only able to do this within the past 2 3 years because I had really got serious with my music shit, was really telling them like, hey, now I work. I'm gonna work for y'all, and I really want to work for y'all, and I need it because this is gonna help support what I got going on. But let me tell you what I got going on. I'm an entrepreneur first, and I might work for y'all, but I work for me too. And I be straight up honest with them. I'm like, I got my LLC. Like I'm an independent business owner, and the money y'all paying me is gonna help me not only get what I need in life, but it's gonna help my business. So y'all gotta understand certain times I might need to leave, or sometimes my day can't be 12 hours, can't be 15. I can't give y'all 15 hours a day. And a lot of them either they accept it or they don't. And that's my choice then at that point whether I want to work with them or not. So like I go into each each job or career or what, not really career but job and workforce with the mindset of I'm here to provide for myself. I'm gonna do my job great, but I'm here also to get what I need to get to, and I let them know right up front. So that's how I usually do it. But deciding on a day-to-day basis, all right, when is it time? That's a little bit of it kind of go basically what I need for that week, right? What I need on this paycheck, what I need right now. It's kind of a present moment decision.
With us being in this industry, we all make things for different reasons. Sometimes it's a release, sometimes it's passion, sometimes it's I just have fun doing it. So when it comes to Kiid Tru, what gets Kiid Tru in the studio to make a song? What are you making music for? What do you make music for?
I'm all about the emotional reactions. I ain't gonna hold you. And because a lot of the times when I'm making music, I'm somewhere in my emotions, in my emotional bag, whether it's good, bad, negative, positive. It could be all of them at the same time. Now I do have fun too, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like everything I go in and everything got to be serious all the time. Nah, what I mean? That'd be overkill and overhaul on just that. But for the most part, I'm feeling something. I'm in my emotions, or like literally, I just feel like, hey, I saw something, and I feel like I need to share my light on how I think about it or what I think about it, and then that's usually where it comes from. Sometimes shit just come out of thin air too, though. Out the whim, I'll be driving. I remember like one of my songs actually that I got coming up on my EP. I'm literally just scrolling through beats, and this one beat came on, from my files, and I wrote the song as I was driving. Not gonna cap, because it just grabbed me and put me in a place where it just had me. I was like, yeah, I got to do this one. I got it. It all just flew just like that, flew right into my brain. I heard the whole song when I heard the beat.
So is this one of the songs that's going to be on your new project?
Yeah, it's actually the first song. It's called Right Now.
Let's talk about the project. When the project coming out? What's the name of the project? How we rolling out with it?
So the name of the project is called Distorted, and it was actually supposed to come out on the 27th, which is next weekend, next Friday, but I ended up getting ahead of myself. Not gonna hold you, and it was some final mixes that I'm getting done right now. Like I actually am about to get one on Sunday. I'm updating, so it's not gonna be ready by the 27th because you got to release like 10 days ahead. Um, so I'm looking right now like probably mid February, early March, and yeah, but it's called Distorted, and it's an emotional journey. It's about my life over couple about 3 years, and I think I worked on a lot of these songs. Probably some of them got like a year's time. Some of them got only like a couple months time.
Do you have it to the point where when you drop the project, are you releasing a song to promote to go into the project, or it's just when the project drops, that's when you hear all the new songs?
One of the songs I performed at Rock the Mic Wednesdays is on there. I don't know if you remember the Lose Control. That one's on there. And then so I'm not gonna really drop any songs from it prior to the release. And the reason being is I did release like clips of it of certain songs. And then reason being I'm actually gonna put promotion behind this project too. So I'm gonna promote it, and then Also, I'm lining up where I'm gonna have videos. I'm gonna just shoot music videos from songs from the EP and then put those out, you know. And then I got a single after. I'm not putting it before, I'm putting it right after. This way, I don't want to distract the project release. Even though I know a lot of marketers be like, go ahead and release something, you know, you want to build up the anticipation. But the thing is, that usually works better when you got a bigger following. My following, I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, I got some following, but I ain't really got a huge following, and that's what I'm trying to work towards. So once I get more engagement, then it might turn into that kind of a marketing scheme where I'm releasing before. But right now, I'm releasing, then just continue, keep releasing, keep releasing, keep releasing. That way, it's constant engagement. You know, I want the engagement with people. I want people to be like, oh shit, he dropped this, and I didn't even know that was there. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so when new people come in, they can go backtrack.
Every scenario, every situation, every artist is different. Even the big ones. You can
Hmm.
go industry, you can go underground. Everybody's promotional outlet, tactic, reasoning is different, and that's okay. I think it's good that you know that and you're well aware of. Okay, that's how y'all do it. I'm gonna still do it my way, because I do believe in what you're saying. If you release the music and then after you have a project where people can go back to, then I think that works better for you because you don't have the Lil Wayne anticipation, you
Yeah,
know, scenario going for you. So yeah, this is actually good. So I'm looking forward to the project coming out. I enjoy watching, you guys, your rollouts. The only
yeah,
thing I just only thing I just want to make sure is, and I'm no expert. I'm not in a the 1% of people that just got everything going. But at the same time, I just want y'all to be aware of the pros and cons in everything you do. The
right.
long lasting effect. You gotta realize that once you do drop your project, you got 15 minutes. Do your best with that 15 minutes, so that 15 minutes can turn into an hour, turn into days, turn into months, and stuff like that. When it comes to people that's listening to this podcast that have never heard you before, what will you describe your project as sounding like?
Melancholic. I ain't gonna hold you. Melancholy. I want you to be like, yo, I remember or I relate to a place from one of these songs that I felt like I've been in before, or hey, I can feel that. You know, that's basically it. I want you to. I'm trying to gravitate the energy, gravitational to. You know, I got a gravitational pull, and that's pretty much it. You know,
Is it gonna be long or short? Is it like an EP or album?
it's more like an EP. You know, it's 6 songs, so you know, it's a good nice little listen. You know, about 30 minutes of your day for real. You know.
What goes into, like, do you have a scene that you have to create in the studio? Like, do you have to have incense burning? You know what I'm saying? Somebody in the studio with you. Like, what's the process of you making music?
I mean, I made music when my baby was screaming, crazy, going crazy. So my environment is definitely still important, but I can create in chaotic environments. I ain't gonna hold you. But my scene, I really like it dark. I really like low light. I really like I need certain things near me, energetically speaking, such as like I also like LED lights. Like I like having LED lights. But something near me that's energetic, whether it could be a mug, bro. Like a mug. It could like you see this green mug. It could be a green mug, but if for some reason I feel energetically like pulled to it, then I need it right where I am, you know. And that's about it. You know, I used to also wear like my crystals. I'll put on the amethyst or I put on or I just have, you know, a selenite wine with me. Or I have, you know, like a ankh nearby somewhere, and that would just be something just so my spiritual energy is really good in that moment, you know.
You said used to or usually?
Usually,
Okay,
usually I
that's what I
will.
mean. Yeah, I was about to say, make sure you
If
keep
I
that
got
energy
it, yeah,
going. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I just have to have the things there. But usually, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Usually I have one of those things.
All right, so you riding around to work, you just cruising. You not on you right now. You just going to your destination. What's the three artists that you're listening to on your day to day?
One K Camp for sure. K Camp. Shit. Two, we could go ahead and say, hey, I really like this dude, Lil Baby, and and then I mean, it's a mixture between these two. I'm gonna say really, it could be either one, Cole or Kendrick. Cole or
Yeah, man,
Kendrick, you know what
Cole.
I'm
I'm trying, because that's the war of PlayStation, Xbox, iPhone, Android. You know what I'm saying? Like Kendrick and J. Cole, there's gonna be people that's gonna pick Kendrick and they're not gonna pick J. Cole and vice versa. And it's always a war between that. I don't understand why. I don't know how that happened.
saying? Yeah, I'm like, bro, I like them both. What you mean? I need them both.
When it comes to albums, who's had the better series of albums, Kendrick or J. Cole?
Ha. Ha, that's a tough one.
I know, but all things need answers.
I'm gonna say Cole.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Cole, and it's not by much though. It's not like definitely Cole or definitely Kendrick because that's crazy. But I'm gonna say Cole because one, I hear the progression and the level of J. Cole. In the instance, like, all right, when he first hit, I remember the first song I heard from J. Cole was the joint. I forget the name of it, but it was on the radio. Who that got that flame? Yeah, the Who that song.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember
If
that.
I go back and listen to that now and then I listen compare it to a J. Cole song right now, it just escalated. It escalated.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not even talking about just lyrically, because at the time he was still lyrically cold. I just mean the way everything sounds, like his selection of what he does to certain things. When he comes and attacks, he perfected a lot of his craft. Kendrick
Yeah.
already was like when he popped. Kendrick was already like when he. I remember one of the first songs I heard from Kendrick was Rigor Mortis, and yeah, but Kendrick is still that Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Not that he didn't elevate, because he did. His music is top notch, but he still, he was already really, really good at that. And he just got better, even better at that. Cole learned a little bit more and more each time. So that's, to me, that's the progression I see.
I'm looking for something online. Um, I like Kendrick's overall album better,
Mhm.
but I like J. Cole's story more.
Yeah, yeah, for
I
real.
like J. Cole's story more, and the reason why I'm on my, like I said, I'm on my phone looking. J. Cole hopped on a YouTuber's page like this week. He
Yeah,
hopped on a YouTube. Yeah, bro. Like,
that
well,
procrastination. Yeah,
yeah. For people that don't know, J. Cole was in his mode making new music, and he was looking for music, but I guess he was looking for beats, and he typed in J. Cole type beat, and he found this beat on somebody's YouTube page, and he rapped on it, and then he gave that track to the YouTube producer and let
yeah,
him put it on his YouTube page. So that shakes the whole community. That right
yeah.
there
That's
opened the
different.
door for so many.
It's
And I
different.
don't. That's something Kendrick would have done, but he hasn't did it. So for J. Cole to do that, and J. Cole keeps doing things that it's like, damn, rappers aren't supposed to do this. Him
Yeah,
playing basketball,
yeah,
him dropping a project with no features. It's so
yeah,
dope to see J. Cole grow and break down barriers. But I just like Kendrick's music. I can enjoy Kendrick music. He's made music to me that's just timeless.
for
Where
real.
J. Cole is just, he's J. Cole. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
interesting. That's completely off topic, but I just really wanted to, say that because I'm, damn, it's a hard thing to get into. So we talked about, all the things Kiid Tru. You know, is there anything that someone that is watching this, that is listening to this, thought they knew about you, but they don't?
I'm not sure, but if it is, you can hit me on the IG. You can hit me on the socials. You know what I'm saying? And we could chop it up because um, I'm just authentic dude, a genuine dude to try to, I don't try. I just be me, and I talk to you, you know?
We
Yeah,
respect that. I've known you, I would say probably about a year and a half.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, you've always been you. You know what I'm saying? I've never came to the situation or the event or the venue and was like, he's acting different tonight. You've always been you, and I really do respect that about you. When it comes to these showcases, though, I need help with me building this community, and it's growing fast. So a lot of critiques, I take in all of it well. When it comes to the showcase scene in Arizona, because I can't speak for nowhere else, I can only speak for the area I'm in. When it comes to the showcase scene, what do you want to see more and less of?
You mean for you specifically or just everybody?
I'm gonna say everybody, and then I'm gonna take what you say and then add that to my notes.
Well, I mean, because one of the things for you specifically, is I don't think you have too much control over. So that's why I asked the separation. But as far as the music scene goes, I've noticed a thing in Arizona that I haven't really experienced too many other places when I'm doing the music, which I've seen it, but not as more so in other places. And I'm guessing because the Arizona music scene is probably a lot smaller than other places. But just the thing that I've noticed is a lot of the people know everybody. They already know it, everybody that's out here. And then it's kind of this weird thing where it's like they kind of try to reject outsiders. They don't reject them, but it's like they like also don't really try to give them insider information if you want to, if that's what you call it. And it's
Yeah,
kind of awkward because it's all music is all about supporting and like everybody be asking for support and everybody. But when you got people that's showing up that's literally in your face and like one thing I appreciate, I remember I came to one Rock the Mic Wednesdays and you had one DJ that was throwing gems, bro. He was talking about APKs, and having, all of your stuff packaging and how to actually approach people on a professional business tip level. You know what I mean? That was like it was eye opening because a few of the things you said I hadn't heard of before, like the APKs. The emails and all that. Like I have emailed different DJs, and I was already doing stuff like that. With a subject line and all that. But like
yeah, yeah,
certain things, she's like, having this, having that. This is how you want to present yourself, market yourself this way. It got the wheels turning to me to be like, oh, you know what? It is a lot of things that I still can learn to really, really get into this shit and really do this shit the right way. Or, just to get somebody to notice in a different way because I'm doing this shit. Because now everybody's making music and it's not a bad thing. It's actually better because, that people is making music and now because you got more chance, the more people, the more chances. So the less people, the less chances. I'd rather have the numbers, um, because now it gives more people the ability to eat, and if it's done correctly, it can be a massive thing for a lot of people. So that's just one thing I noticed. But for you specifically, bro, on God, I swear you be like 9 o'clock and I show up every time early and there ain't nobody here and then it be midnight and then everybody pop up out of nowhere and like and I get it, because it be like, bro, it's low key a little bit of a night, you know what I mean? Like from 9 and sometimes that shit go to 2, 3 in the morning and it's Wednesday in the middle of the week. Motherfuckers got work in the morning, and I get it. Motherfuckers getting on work shit. Sometimes I even be like, you hit me, and I'll be like, bro, I'm still at work right now, and and it's a thing, but It's just when every time when I show up and in it, I'll be like, dang, it's 9 o'clock. Ain't nobody in this bitch. It's 10 o'clock, still ain't nobody. All right, 11:30, we got about 10 people now. And then 12 midnight, one, it's like 50 people in here now. And I either about to perform or already performed, or you know what I mean? Like we didn't had 7 people already perform. And now the people that just got here, they antsy already and they don't even want to stay. And it just
Bruh.
yeah.
Bruh. And for the record, that's not me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I'm
saying? Like
here.
that.
I'm here.
I've created a way to make this make more sense. I'm going to say this on every opportunity I get. So if I'm speaking to somebody else on a different podcast, a radio show, I got a mic in front of me, I'm at somebody's party, I'm going to say this. I want rappers, artists, musicians, comedians, people that just have talent that hit that stage to treat me like Jay-Z. And I'm not saying that in a cocky way. I'm saying it as if you see Jay-Z is presenting an event and Jay-Z tells you or Jay-Z's people tell you to be there at 9 p.m., you're not going to show up at 11 o'clock. You're just not. You know, like, this is Jay-Z we talking about. Show up at 9 p.m. I send everybody the same now. I didn't before, but now I send everybody the same shit. You would have performed at the show last week, and I will send you the same messages if you never performed it before. Doors open at 8, show starts a little after 9, get there early, sign the guest list. And I don't understand why people still look at that and be like, all right, man, I'm going to show up. I'm going to smoke everything I got, and then I'm still going to show up like 12 o'clock. And then when I show up at 12 o'clock, like, yo, bro, I know I signed up number 20, but yo, let me get on like, 9. I'm trying to find a way to defeat that. Am I having any kind of luck? Hell no. I'm not even going to cap with you. I don't know what it is, but I mean that. I want artists to start treating me as if this is the biggest opportunity to take, because even when it comes to now who's coming to the show, I've had Def Jam representatives in there. I've had other label representatives in there. Yaz been coming through lately from Empire.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get this traction of people hearing about this show outside of our community, and now they coming to try to see what's going on, especially with me introducing the Friday Night Cypher to the situation too. And it just sucks for me because, okay, I got a big wig person in there. I got somebody that can really change somebody's lives, and they on the other side they on the side, getting drinks and eating food because ain't nobody there. So it's crazy. Like, is it respect? Is it because you got too accustomed to it? I'm really trying to find a way to weed that shit out, But I just want to say for the record, for anybody that's listening, it's not something I haven't take notice to. I'm just trying to find a way to fix it because I don't like it. I wanted that show to start at 9, and I want to be already at my house in bed at 1:05.
Real though.
But I never want anybody. I don't want nobody performing for nobody. And I do know there's promoters that they don't care. Like, hey, you signed up for 9:15. If it's 2 people in here, that's your fault. Like, there's promoters that look at it like that. So the reason why I do start late is because I don't want anybody performing for nobody. You paid your money to get in. I want you to have a good experience. I'm taking pictures of you. I'm filming it. I'm trying to give you the best experience. I'm trying to give you the most of your buck. So that's why I refuse, no matter if you are there and you sign number 3. If it ain't 15 people in there, I'm not putting you on. Because I know that'll tear me up inside. If it's like, damn, I done drove from where I came from, hit the set, and I performed, and it was just like 3 people in there. And then I get home and look at Pest's Instagram page, and I see that shit got thick as hell. Like, why didn't I perform late? So I think that might trigger somebody's brain to say, you know what, well, I'll just come late because that's when everybody come anyway.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to fix that shit. I'm definitely going to fix that shit. And I'm going to fix it before February. Like, not before February 1st, but, like, March come, it's going to really be one of them chef kiss moments. And we're going to be like, okay, Pest did listen to me. Because I hear you, bro. And you the first person that I asked this question to. And you gave me that, because you speak for a lot of people because you're within the community of people that come perform.
Yeah.
So I took that in and immediately was like, yeah, I'm about to get this taken care of. But yeah, let people know, man. You know, I really do appreciate having this conversation with you. I got some things. I got you to talk about some things I did not know. You know, we have our notes and stuff like that, but when
Yeah.
we have our notes and our bullet points, I don't know it's going to get that. We're going to get that deep into it. So I learned something from you. It actually makes me enjoy you as an artist more than what I've already, did enjoy. So for the people that, just seeing you for the first time, this is their first time ever hearing about you, where can they find you at?
So like I said, socials, it's Kiid Tru, KIIDTRU. There is an underscore after the true. So, that's my IG, but that's all my socials. TikTok, Twitter. I really don't be on Twitter like that. So, I mean, I got a Twitter, but I don't be on it like that. So, but mostly I'm on IG. Um, you can hit me on, I got Facebook too. Facebook is my actual real name in real life, Tremaine Ford. I'm not nervous to for you to hit me up there. I do got a artist page though, Kiid Tru, as my Facebook too. But either one, I'm still on Facebook and the Instagram and Twitter and TikTok here and there. So
This is Kiid Tru, everybody. I'm clapping as if it's 1,000 of us. I'm gonna add a sound clip after to make it sound like we were talking in front of a major crowd or something like that. But yeah, man, I really do appreciate having this conversation with you. I'm well invested in everything you got coming out. You know what I'm saying? So if you got something that you want me to promote, hit my DM. You got me, you got a song, a music video, anything that you need me to do a review on. Just share it on your timeline. Just hit my DM and I got you. You know that.
yeah, bet that.